Good morning. It is a chilly Thursday morning. Careful driving around out there. Those shaded spots are a little slick. I have David Miller here, who is the newest principal at East Elementary.
The newest principal, that's right.
The newest principal. The new principal?
Good morning.
The newest? I don't know.
Thanks for having me here
today.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your background, where you came from, and all those things that we want to know about you. And you also brought a guitar.
I did.
Which you were playing very recently, so maybe we'll be serenaded on the radio.
I like to pretend. Yeah. Hey, it's great to be here today. I am the new guy here, or at least one of the new guys here in town in the school district, and enjoying my chance to become a cheesemaker here, or as we like to call it at East, a Panther. So it's been a really fun start here. I've been in education for quite a while. More years than I should probably mention, but
don't age yourself.
But, it's one of those things when you turn 29 every year. It's kind of like that kind of thing. But
I like to say it's like the 10th anniversary of your 29th birthday,
something like that. But so I've been in education for quite a while and had a lot of fun doing it. In fact, I had some kids interviewing me today just before I came here for a project, and one of them said, "Why'd you become a principal?" And I said, "That's a good question." And I said, "Actually, I think it was because I've worked for some principals that didn't inspire me. And then I worked for one that did.
Sure.
And that was, exciting to see the kinds of things that happened in that setting. And so I love the idea of community and working together, and we've got a great staff. And so, but my background goes along those years. I was in Idaho for a number of years, started in Idaho, was a principal there for a couple different places.
So this 30-degree day is probably nothing for you.
Well, yeah, it gets cold there. Yeah. So I was in Idaho for quite a few years, and then left Coeur d'Alene was my last place. I was a principal there in Coeur d'Alene, and we took a little family adventure. When my oldest child was a sophomore, we headed over to Hong Kong and Korea.
Oh, wow.
And so we've been overseas for a while before coming back here. So we were in Korea teaching in international schools, working in international schools, my wife and I and our family, and then in Hong Kong is where we just came from. So it was a little bit warmer in Hong Kong than here.
Sure.
Hong Kong's part of southern China. Some people are, not quite sure where that's at, but so it was quite an adventure to be over there and to see education happening there. And, it's a lot different in many ways, but in many ways, it's the same.
Were you teaching English to students, or what were you teaching?
No, there's a lot of people who moved to Asia.
Yeah, my stepbrother did that. He lived in Japan, and I actually have friends that live in France and that do that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty. I had no idea until we went that there's a lot of people that travel, and from the UK or from Australia or the US, Canada.
Yeah.
But they teach English. We were in international schools, so more like an American school.
Oh, okay.
Or a UK school, kind of for expatriate kids and families, diplomats, some local,
military
some
families,
locals, could be military.
Yeah.
So. So it's a little bit different than going and teaching English, but there's a lot of similarities too. So
wow,
but yeah,
what a fun experience, and what a cool experience for your kids too.
Yeah, it was interesting for them. It's interesting to watch them change kind of their kind of concept of the world and a little bit. So. Yeah,
I mean, their culture is so much different than ours.
It is very different. You walk outside, and in fact, we were talking yesterday about...
Do you use that at school? Like, do you tell those kids, are you going to break out in song?
We talked a little bit about it. This is one of the things that, I talk about traveling. And so I'll do the Wabash Cannonball, and I haven't quite finished that story with the kids, but one of the songs that has brought me here is this one that you may have heard before, and I've kind of got a little spin on it. It goes, I'll sing for the place my heart has called home, where salt meets the air, meets the cold mountain snow, where I'm free to be healthy and happy and strong, live long in Oregon.
Oh, yes.
You know that one?
I do know that song.
Long live the Oregon. Anyway, there's another verse of it. I added a couple verses that go like this. It goes on, and the original verses are every logger and layer. But we've got one that when we get to this part, it speaks a little bit to where we are now. East Elementary's the place to be.
Love it.
Right here. Let's see if I got the words. East Elementary, the place to be. In Tillamook County, right here by the sea. There's dairies and mills and the cheese factory right here in Oregon. So I'll use music, and we'll do some things where we kind of tell a story, and part of that story is my travels or our travels as individuals in life wherever we are. And right now we're home in Oregon at Tillamook at East Elementary School.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of, how I'll use some of that, of my background and experience.
I feel like music is a connector of, I mean, we all enjoy music, whether it doesn't have to be the same type of music, but we all enjoy music. I also want to thank you because now I'm going to be singing that song for the rest of the day.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Humming it. I get, what do they call those, earworms, where you get the song stuck in your head and it just repeats over and over and over.
Yes, you're welcome.
I'm going to have that song.
Well, that's part of the purpose is, we get that in our head, and it is, in fact, I emphasize to the kids, taking care of each one, every daughter and son. Yeah. And that's who we are. We're a family at East.
I love that.
We're a family in Tillamook. And that's kind of as you said, the connecting piece that's important as we develop the capacity of students to do the best that they can every day.
Sure.
We need to have that relationship, those community connections with them, and that identity. So it's a process. It doesn't happen overnight. Yeah. But we're having a good time starting that. I spend each Monday morning, we've started the last month or so doing a short kind of what I'll call community meeting or a Monday morning gathering. We spend about 10 minutes.
All the kids?
All the kids. We spend about 10 minutes, and we'll just quickly kind of get together to be together. We'll do the pledge, or we'll do a couple announcements. We'll do a song or two. Maybe we'll have a guest there, or I'll have a teacher say a couple of words or something like that. But just short and sweet to kind of, we're on the same page. We're here together.
Welcome back. It's Monday morning.
Here we go.
Make it a great week.
Yep, exactly.
That's awesome. I love that. I love the energy that you're bringing to this. This is great.
Yeah, it's fun. So, and that was kind of part of my question with response to the student was, it's fun to be around kids. Sometimes it's a challenge. They have some excitement that comes with them, that enthusiasm that we know as parents and teachers, and but it is really exciting to see them grow and develop and move from where they were yesterday to where we want them to be tomorrow. That process is really exciting. So
cool. Well,
that's
welcome.
a little bit about my background. It's just briefly and kind of what we do at East. But
I love this. I'm sign off. That was a great interview. Let's leave it right there. But we got to talk about stuff. Let's see. Tomorrow's Friday, right?
Yeah, tomorrow.
You guys have a Veterans Day assembly.
Kind of a tradition at East is a Veterans Day assembly ceremony and then reception for local veterans. Serves a purpose certainly to honor those who served for us, but also it serves a purpose, an educational piece of really helping kids understand. That is something that's important to who we are as a people, and that piece is something that we built in. Tracy Newsman's heading that up again this year, and it's been it's really kind of a kid-led. We have the high school choir coming in. We have guest veterans coming, a special speaker. Those kinds of things are coming, and Tracy knows all the details with that. So don't get too picky with me on those. But
that's okay because I have the details right here. That's
why
I was looking them up. It starts at 10:30. I believe 10:30. It's held in the gym.
Yep, that's right. Yep.
Yes. So Jim Allerbrand, who was the chair, I think, of the VFW. He's still involved, but Donovan, who is now, he was in on last Friday and they were talking. So I
think I heard part of that broadcast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, fabulous.
Yeah, that's
right. So he'll be there speaking, and then you guys invite all veterans, and it's open to the public. Is that right?
Yeah, it will be crowded. And we have about 550 kids there at East. We're a big school with 4th, 5th, and 6th graders. So there is some space, but it's not like there's a lot of space.
Right.
But we do have guests that come.
Yep.
And certainly the veterans, we have a special spot for them. And but it is open, but it's crowded.
And I do think it's a really cool thing to do for the kids too. And then obviously there's a Sunday one there's a Sunday event down at the Air Museum that is also open to anyone. Something I just thought of that I wanted to ask you about. In your previous schools, have you guys done looping? Because I know that kind of started, I think it started at East. Now it's kind of spreading out to some of the other
schools. South Prairie and Liberty, have all done a little bit of looping. By looping, we mean a teacher staying with a classroom for more than 1 year.
Right.
And so they might have at East, for example, they might have a 4th grade class, and then they would loop with that class. So they basically have the same students for 2 years. So I've done that before.
Or this year, I think Jenny Sheets has done it now for the 3rd year. So
Angie Cooner, have done some looping for 3 years, which is a little unusual when we talk about looping in the education world. Most often we think of it as a 2-year kind of stint, and but we do have a couple of teachers this year who've had students for 3 years. And there's certainly some trade-offs, but there are a lot of benefits. I remember the first day I walked into a looping classroom, and we were, trying it out in our district, a previous place where I was a principal. And that first day back, I walked into several classrooms like normal, and kids are kind of learning things. And then I go into the place, one of the classrooms that we were looping, and I said, this isn't the first day of school. Yeah. Because the kids they knew where they were going about business. I mean, they were already started.
Yeah, they were down to business already.
It was just almost shocking to me that first time. That's one of the advantages of looping is you build that culture of the classroom. Yeah. And you don't have to rebuild that the second year around.
Yep. Everybody knows the rules, and the teacher knows how everybody's learning. Right. And
Now we haven't implemented that across the board. There's some good reasons to think about offering some variety, but that is a really nice option and has worked well for a lot of our students and teachers. Yeah. It's challenging. There's some real challenging aspects about it. Teachers have to shift curriculums and shift mindsets.
They have to learn a new
They may have taught,
grade.
Exactly. Taught, third grade for a year. We had one teacher that looped this year, Miss Lee from
South Prairie to East.
Third to fourth. And so, it's kind of a cross school jump, maybe like we call it a loop, but it's a looping jump almost. So it's kind of fun to see that. New
classroom.
Yeah. And you can really talk about some of the benefits of that, and it's nice. I mean, there's some nice things also about a fresh start, or about challenging students in different settings, and the styles of teachers have, because they all bring something different. Yep. So those are things to also consider. But looping is and it's cool
that that it's kind of a thing in the education industry, I guess, that you had seen it before and had other schools that had it. So
and cool. It's similar to like a multi-age classroom in some ways. It's a little different style, but the bottom line is kind of what I mentioned before. You have to take kids from where they are today to where they are tomorrow, despite what circumstance you find yourself in. And that's looping can give some advantages for that. Yeah.
Speaking of where students are going, we're going to talk about TBCC.
Okay.
Tillamook Bay Community College's Career to Career Scholarship is returning for winter term. The scholarship program, which provides up to 2 years of free tuition coverage, is open to Tillamook County residents who have at least 5 years of work experience and are looking to transition to a new career or advance at their current job. The college is offering 5 scholarships that can be used beginning winter term. Applications can be found at tillamookbaycc.edu and are due December 7th. All interested applicants are highly encouraged to visit the campus to speak with a career education advisor who can provide guidance and support through the process. Applicants will be reviewed on a first-come, first-served basis, and the college is encouraging those interested to apply early. For more information, contact Rhoda Hansen, 842-8222, extension 1110. I think you can find the information under the Paying for College link at tillamookbaycc.edu. I'm talking with David Miller, who is the principal of East Elementary. What things have been happening over at East?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Yes. We have actually a lot of things have been happening. We've done. We just finished a fundraiser effort. What we talked about, giving back to the community. I call it service. So we do this jogathon annually, kind of jointly with the junior high, to build the fitness trails, the community walking paths. Right. And they did one prior to me coming over at the junior high, and then we've extended that last year. They raised some money, extended that, so it goes clear around East now. So really, there's a really nice opportunity for the community as well as our students to have a nice paved walking trail. I know a lot of people use it. So we just made about, I think between the junior high, which, we really put it to them, we raised a lot more money than they did this year. So poor Mr. Dixon and I think my buddy Mr. Eggert are going to have some fun with a Human Sunday kind of thing experience soon. But we raised, our school raised nearly $8,000. I think between the two of us, we came close to $10,000, which is just, is a testament to the community and the parents who just step up and do those kinds of things. And it really is a nice piece for us to say to kids, hey, you made a difference. Right. And it's not just for us, which it is for us during the day, but after school, weekends, it's available for the community to use. And it's really a neat thing.
Well, and it's nice that they're fundraising for something they can actually see. Yeah. Sometimes, kids fundraise to cover, I don't know, I'm just making it up, but sports fees or something, even though I know we don't have sports fees. But Yeah, you get to play, but there's not like it's a tangible. It's something you can see and use, and it will live on forever.
Yeah.
I mean,
right. It's not just about today. It's not just about a good sense today, which is good, but it's about, So we got that going on. We also have, every day we have English learning going on after school. We have a chess club. We have a band club, we have a choir club, we have a kindness club starting up this next week.
Cool.
We have our annual food drive coming up this next week, also kind of giving back, canned food drive that we're starting. Tonight, actually, we have a full district family math night that we're hosting at East from 6 to 7 that's opened for families to come. And we have lots of different stations and kind of putting math in a way that makes it fun and interesting and a little bit more practical. Sometimes the kids, we struggle to find that, but this is a fun way to kind of engage with math.
I will say, it says play games and win prizes.
Hey, count prizes.
Fun, yeah.
Who
prizes,
wouldn't want to be a part of that, right? Yeah, exactly. So it's a fun way again for us to kind of extend that learning and to share with parents, which we just finished parent-teacher conferences, and there's a lot of those kinds of things. Another worth mentioning for us is our 52-year-long tradition of outdoor school with grade 6.
Yep.
We had it out here at the Boy Scout camp. I've never been, obviously, and what a beautiful place that is, man. But
you guys lucked out with some real good weather.
Oh, this was amazing. But just the experience for kids to kind of connect a little bit differently with each other.
Sure, it gives them a bonded experience.
That's out of the norm, and it changes them. So we have that going on. We've got student council, and of course our parent teacher council, and a lot of things going on. Book fair we just finished. We have some sports and activities that grade 6 does. They just finished up cross country. They got wrestling and things coming up. So there's a ton going on in addition to math, reading, writing, science, social studies that we work hard at diligently every day.
And we're getting into the holiday season as well. And I assume along with band and choir, there will be some concerts and things like that that'll be happening. So
we have those coming up. We host those jointly with the high school.
Will you be doing any solo appearances for the band?
I haven't been asked yet, but I can only hope, right?
Have a little solo in there?
So we'll see. But so there is a lot happening at East. It's very exciting. I walked into a place that I think is ready to really do some special things. And one of the things I like to say is you can have I think we're a good school who's doing some good things, and you can have a really good school and do a lot of things. But the thing that turns the corner for that, and what I'm excited about the potential I see for the community of the school to take that and make something special out of it. Because it really is, we can monitor it, we can use research-based methods, we can have fidelity and integrity, and we can do all those kinds of things in our PLCs, but trying to build a community where it's not just the students, it's not just about a product. We live in the cheese factory and they're making a product.
Sure.
We're doing the same thing, but our raw materials are a lot different, and they vary every one of them, and every moment of each day they vary,
and day to day varies.
But the exciting part is what you can do when you get everybody on the same page, and that's what I'm excited about it with East. Is we're at that cusp of having that chance to really, I think, turn the corner and make a big impact on kids as they head off into secondary land in terms of the junior high and high school.
Sure.
This is kind of their last stint with our 4, 5, 6 there at East.
Right. So. Yeah, because once they get to junior high, now they're going to different teachers every period.
You start that process. We do a little bit of that in 6th grade, but it kind of shifts. And this is our chance to really kind of collect them, to prepare them, and to send them off, feeling good about themselves, finding the successes they do, but also really, making some accomplishments academically and in other areas. Non-academic achievements are sometimes as important to life success, as as the things that we like to quantify.
Sure.
That state in particular likes to, or the government likes to. Those are important. Those are important, but those don't tell the full story. And I think that's that's one of the challenges we have is how do we make sure we provide the full story as we meet the bar for those kinds of standards and benchmarks as well. So
does I know the junior high and the high school are using this program. Does East do anything with the Discoveries program?
We do a little bit with Discovery. We kind of are a transition school between the lower elementary and we're kind of an intermediate elementary school, and then the secondary schools use Discovery. We have implemented some of the tenets of Discovery so that they're familiar. We're trying to be careful because Discovery is a program that really has, it's a package deal, and the way you go about putting it together properly is by really investing in that package and getting everybody on board. But we've used a few pieces that are kind of transitional that help the language, because a common language for kids as they start thinking about the 6 P's and how we behave, or how our attending skills are. Those kinds of language pieces are helping that transition. So we kind of are, I guess, dabbling with that, but we use a lot of other behavioral supports, positive supports that we use, some of our own things to kind of take the bridge from the lower elementary into intermediate, and then on to the secondary school, junior high, as they move into high school.
And that's kind of where I was thinking, because you were talking about 6th graders kind of doing a little bit of shifting around just to kind of get an idea of that. And so that's what made me think of it. If they're going to go into junior high,
that's exactly right. Yeah, so it is kind of that transition.
Oh, we get another song.
So, I don't know how much time we have, but...
You have another, 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah, that's great. So I do have one of the things that I got to take advantage of this microphone. How often do you get a microphone in front of you, and a captive audience? Anyway, this is a piece that I've actually used in other schools as well. But speaking of common language and those tenets of discovery or of the culture of the school, as we work to develop skills, habits, achievements in students, we need to put that in the context of relationships or of internalizing that. So it's not all about, although I love awards and prizes at Family Math Night. Yeah, which is tonight at 6 p.m. Did I say that right?
At East Elementary.
Yeah,
open
at East
to
Elementary.
All. It's for the whole district.
Whole district,
right?
We talk about that, but really having kids internalize those things in a way that they learn to self-regulate and self-manage their behaviors. So a common language, and I always, of course, like the keep it simple method. Just because there's too many, because there's too many things to remember. We can talk about so many different things. So this is a way that helps me keep it simple in my own life, but also as something that I've used with kids. And we'll sometimes sing it silently. I'll say, "Okay, guys, let's sing." And they're just now getting to where they know this song.
Oh, sure, they know the words.
Kind of sing along. I'll give you the words since you don't know.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm having to make up words in my head.
The words go like this: safe, responsible, polite. So kind of 3 words I focus on to help kind of build that culture. So safe, responsible, polite. These are the words we know. A safe, responsible, polite, and then 2 slaps on the guitar. These are the words we show. We show them every day, in every way. We show them all around. We show them in the town. We show them here and there because we really care. These are the words we know. And it's safe, responsible, polite. These are the words we know. Safe, responsible, polite. These are the words we show. We show them every day, in every way. We show them all around. We show them in the town. We show them in the school because it's really cool. These are the words we know. And I have a couple other verses that would go with that, but just kind of a piece that helps us come together as a community.
Yep.
Kind of have that kind of common mindset. And for kids, and adults, honestly, it's helpful to have.
Well,
kind of
and again, so now you've replaced the Oregon song, and now I'm going to be singing that all day.
There you go. We can go back to the Oregon song if you want, but yeah. So,
and I like too that it's only 3 things, because I have read studies where, because I am a dance teacher, and so I give a lot of corrections during a class. But really, as humans, we can only really remember 3 things at a time. And so I love that it's only 3 words.
Yeah. Well, this human,
safe, responsible,
for
and
me,
polite.
And I can tie that in pretty much, which one of those words would most apply to what we're talking about here? As we're looking at correcting behavior, or as we're looking at even working on academic projects, what best applies? And there's certainly gray area between those and other words we could use, but it gives us a frame to kind of build from as we want to help kids move into that next, whatever's coming next for them in terms of their progress and work.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Hey,
it's good stuff.
Thanks for coming in today.
My pleasure.
That's good stuff. I love it. You should come back next month.
I'll come back and we'll sing some more.
Yes, let's have another session. I did want to mention really quick before we log off here. Next Thursday at 6:30 at the school district office is the community input night.
Thank you.
You can meet the new assistant superintendent, Kurt Shelley, talk about what's going. I think it's just a conversation time.
That's right. And actually, it's not for administrators. It's not for teachers. Right. It's for the community.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
he's actually said, I want to hear from the people. So yeah, we want people to come out to that next Thursday.
Yep, Thursday at 6:30, a week from today.
Yeah, a week from today.
Yeah. Let's see. Tomorrow we will have folks here from Year of Wellness. Don't forget Senior Meals, noon every weekday at the Kiowanda Community Center in Pacific City, as well as the Tillamook Senior Center at 4th and Stillwell. Cost is $3 for seniors and $6.75 for everyone else. Nestucca's Fall Play is this week. There is a show tomorrow and Saturday at 7, Friday and Saturday night at 7. It's at Nestucca High School. Tickets are at the door, $7 for adults, $5 for seniors, and students with ID are free. As we mentioned, tomorrow East Elementary is honoring veterans with a Veterans Day Assembly at 10:30 in the gym. The ELD class will be the Masters of Ceremony and presenting at the assembly. The high school choir will be singing the national anthem. Jim Alibrand will be the guest speaker, and they would like to invite all veterans of Tillamook County to join. Friday is another Sip and Shop downtown event from 5 to 7. Go downtown Tillamook, visit a variety of retailers, relax, and be social. Retailers include Anderson Florist, Art Accelerated, Food Roots, Home Life Furniture, Lucky Bear Soap, Madeline's Vintage Marketplace, Pacific Restaurant, Phoenix Exchange, Salty Raven, Sarasota's, and Sunflower Flats. And I just want to plug Salty Raven super quick because I have a lot of cool stuff in there. They're across from Lucky Bear Soap on 2nd Street. The Fairgrounds is holding their holiday bazaar this weekend, Friday noon to 7, Saturday 10 to 5. It is free admission and free parking. Saturday, there is a Refuse to be a Victim seminar being held in Pacific City. It is at what time? I don't know. 1 to 5. It is open to teenagers and up. Registration is $5. Contact Tony Betancourt at 815-3354 or email tillamook@gmail.com. That is Refuse to be a Victim's initials. And Sunday at the Air Museum is the annual Veterans Day celebration starting at 11 with a variety of speakers and performances honoring our veterans. There's also a fundraiser breakfast from 7:30 to 10:30 at the Air Base Cafe. And happy birthday to Jenny Smith and Chris Kiola. Hey, David, awesome interview. Loved talking to you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming in.
Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, and thank you, Tillamook, for listening.